Hey, nice. So I ordered just this like super narrow, you can see it's like not super big, super narrow garbage bin for the boys' bathroom because I'm going to redecorate it. I got them a Avengers shower curtain, and then I ordered frames and 9 prints for the bathroom. So I should show you those too. I'm tempted to give them to Casper for his birthday, but I think I'm gonna wait until I can redo the bathroom and then put them all up together. But yeah, so I'm going to make a decal for the side of this, either like the Stark logo, like Tony Stark logo, or the like Avengers Tower or something, but probably the Stark logo. I think that would be fun. We're gonna fold buckets of laundry that I just did. And also chat. Let me just do a brief rehash, shall we? Almost a week ago now, last Wednesday, it's Monday today, or at least the day that I'm filming this, who knows when it's going up. We took Felix for a follow-up EEG, also his first visit, with the Comprehensive Epilepsy Clinic in London. I was very nervous because I kind of anticipated that we would be meeting with neurosurge. Spoiler alert, we did not meet with neurosurge. So in actuality, the visit was more to touch base with genetics, which I kind of thought we were done with because I was under the impression that we had had genetic testing done already. But it turns out that they had blood work drawn for apparently I have a lot of purple shirts. So apparently what happened was when we were back in the hospital back in November, we had blood work drawn for genetic testing, which Peter and I thought was sent out for genetic testing. And then because we didn't hear anything after like a month or two, because it takes that long for tests to come back, or results to come back, we assumed that we were clear in terms of genetics, which we anticipated because how does lightning strike the same place twice? Meaning, Casper's PKU is genetic. I am a carrier, Peter's a carrier, our children have a 25% chance of having PKU. First kid, PKU. Bad in 1,000. Anyways, turns out we're not off the hook with genetics. What happened was, because the MRI back in November in London showed the focal cortical dysplasia in his left frontal lobe, they kind of put, or at least this is what I've been told, kind of put genetics on hold because they figured, okay, this is the reason why he's having seizures. However, I guess there could be a genetic component to why he has this focal cortical dysplasia. I don't actually know, but I think. Flash forward to last Wednesday. What are you doing? Do you love all the mirrors?
Who's that guy? And that guy? And that other guy?
There's so many of you! Lush, where's mommy? Mama.
Where's mommy?
Hello, where's mama? Lushki, where's mama? Yeah, you don't care. Okay.
Where's Emma?
Hi, Chuck!
That's all right. Anyway.
Just let me bounce, Dudders.
Let me bounce and fall.
You having a snack? Hello. Hi, peekaboo. There's my smiles. Peekaboo. Peekaboo, 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 peekaboo. You guys festive?
Aye, for Bonnie St. Patty's Day.
And look, we even got a green folder. Let it fly away. All right. Hi. Hi. I see you. Look at that belly top. Look at that gut. Yay! I think we're almost done.
Almost done.
We almost done.
You need a Kleenex. Yeah, I'll go get you Kleenex. Tradesies. Garbage, garbage, garbage. You messy boy. You messy boy.
Well, hello there. How do you do?
Alaku.
That's
Was
weird
that
to say to
him?
you.
Felix, you gassy? Losing your sock.
Important.
You're losing your sock. What is happening? Where's your feetsies? You're losing your sock, stinky guy. Hi, Chunk. Let me get your
They
shoes.
did not have to draw any additional blood for blood work to send off because they had banked the blood that was drawn back in November. 1 to 2 months before you get like any results back. I don't think that they think that genetics is going to come back with anything, but what they do, they're sending out for a panel of 45 genes to test. And then if that comes back negative, and if by 2 years we're still having issues, then at 2 years they can send out for a larger panel. If they send out for this large panel now, it basically like precludes them from requesting any more genetic testing for like 5 years or something, or 3 years. I don't know, I think it's stupid. Anyway, so that's happening. And then we met with this wonderful fellow epileptologist slash neurologist that works for the Comprehensive Epilepsy Clinic, Dr. Nouri, who was absolutely divine. Wonderful. Answered all of our questions, even when I had to keep circling back because like then, you know, you start talking and then you think of another question from like a minute ago. So she was great. Short-term plan until we get more information. Go ahead with the MRI, which just happened on Sunday. They will hunt down the MRI results and let us know. I think mostly we're hoping it just better delineates the area that's messed up. Other changes, we're continuing with the decrease of the oxcarbazepine. After like Thursday night's dose, he'll be done. He won't need any more oxcarbazepine. Perfect. And then the following Monday, so the last Monday of the month, we will decrease his morning dose of clobazam because he's on a very high dose and it's contributing to his unsteadiness and his wobbliness and all that. We decrease the morning dose of clobazam for the week. Provided he doesn't have like a major uptick in seizures, then the following Monday, we decrease the evening dose of the clobazam. I am very hopeful that we just like keep decreasing the medication. Post MRI and med decreases, we're not making any other medication changes until that's like settled because they don't want to like change too many variables and then not know what's causing either the improvement or the worsening. I think she said once they have the results of the MRI, they will call us and kind of make a plan that will probably need another EEG, either an overnight or an extended, like multi-day, go to the hospital, you get admitted for like 5 days or something, EEG. We're good with either, we don't care, we just want answers because the results of the EEG he had at the clinic, like just before seeing the docs and everything, showed an evolution. It's totally what you want to hear, right? EEG from November in the hospital and the EEG from November follow-up, like post-discharge, so it was like 2 weeks later or something, showed the same thing. One was just a little bit more clear and less like haywire, but they both showed this irritation in the same area that they saw the FCD on the MRI. So it all made sense. Apparently now, this evolution is showing a more diffuse irritation or diffuse changes. And the reason this is not a good thing, or it's a slightly confusing thing, is that it shows progression, which is not good. As far as I understand, which again, I don't know a lot about the brain, but as far as I understand it, if you have focal changes, and you have a Mr. Meow, don't you dare come on my laundry. And you have focal whatever on your MRI, surgery is indicated. I mean, you know, generally speaking, theoretically, if they take out the part of the brain that is causing all of the seizure activity, theoretically, it would stop the seizures. Now, if Felix's MRI is evolving and showing more diffuse changes, not only does this show a progression, but it also, I think, again, don't hold me to this, but my understanding is that it pretty much cancels out surgery as an option. Now, you'd ask me 3 months ago, do I want my kid to go in for brain surgery? No, no. Last resort. We don't want someone scooping out a chunk of Felix's frontal lobe. Feel like it's not an appendix, you need it, right? Given that it's been since November, technically since September, but since diagnosis November, we have been trying to get these seizures under control. And because Felix is clearly starting to show delays, he's not talking, he's not babbling, he does not interact with the other kids, like he's just not interested. Unless he's interested, at which point then he's super interested in whatever he's got and nothing else exists. It's like extremes, it's one or the other. I was kind of like, you know, accepting my kid needs brain surgery, and I feel like there's a light at the end of that tunnel. You have the surgery, provided everything goes well, even though we have terrible luck with that sort of thing, but you know, theoretically everything goes well. Then you do recovery, and then you do rehab, and if your seizures are controlled or stopped, then you're good. Again, this is all in theory. It's a lot of theoretical in my life right now. As far as I understand it, you move on with your life, right? There's a light at the end of that tunnel. If it's generalized and medication is not working, which it's clearly not working, the other options include, or I mean basically all the 4 options include vagal nerve stimulator, VNS, which is not indicated in this case because Felix's seizures are not prolonged. They're short-lived, there's just a lot of them. CBD oil, which I am 100% willing to try. A ketogenic diet, but not like I want to lose weight, I'm going keto. No, it's like freaking hardcore 3 or 4 to 1 ratio of fats to carbohydrates. Also, he's 18 months old and teething and half the time doesn't want to eat anything but this. So I don't know how we're gonna do that. And then surgery. So surgery is not an option and a VNS is not an option. We're basically left with CBD oil and a ketogenic diet. I can't fucking win. I can't win. So that's where we are right now. And that is what's tough because like I don't actually know what's going on, right? So he had the MRI. On Friday we took him for his COVID swab. That was fine, it was negative, calciprase. I was at work. Peter and Felix went to Sick Kids. Casper hung out with Bubcha, which was great for him to have some one-on-one time. And obviously we haven't seen them because of like lockdowns and everything. We haven't seen them in like 6 months, if not longer. So I'm pretty sure Bubcha was like thrilled to be able to see them. MRI went great. They knocked him out with some sleepy gas. They poked him 3 times to get an IV. They finally got an IV in his foot. So now we have to wait for the results. I have to wait for a call from the neurologist, Dr. Nuri, with the results of the MRI. And then from there, we make a plan on whether we need the overnight EEG. Do not go on my laundry, you kitty cat. Stop it. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Or the multi-day EEG. And that's where we are. I don't know a ton about the ketogenic diet because obviously I'm not epileptic. And I think the idea of diets are kind of silly unless you have like a medical need. So obviously in Casper's case, if he ever needs dietary restrictions because of his protein intake, yes, of course, that makes sense. Or in Felix's case, if he ever needs dietary restrictions, i.e. the keto diet to control his seizures, then yes, of course. But the idea of diet for weight loss at this point is a whole lot of crap to me. Eat well, in moderation, and move your body. Like, there's no secret. The second you start telling yourself, oh, that's bad food, or oh, I can't have that, you're setting yourself up for failure. You always want what you can't have. 100%. My hair is pink. Kind of right now wish it was green. Those are opposites. You always want what you can't have. I can't have opposite hair right now because that would be way too much effort. I know that's a really stupid example, but you get what I mean. So, like, I understand the concept of the keto diet. You have a high-fat diet with low carbohydrates and moderate proteins. I definitely understand it. No problem there. But apparently, the keto diet for seizure control is extreme. I have only watched one, back when I was like, I first heard about it and was like researching, I only watched one video about it. But the mom on the channel, or on like the documentary, was like, it's basically a part-time job trying to create all of the food for your kid because you have to weigh out everything. everything, like everything. You need like a hardcore kitchen scale, and you need to weigh out all the things to make sure that you're giving your kid the appropriate ratio of macronutrients. This is what I signed up for. He's my kid. Obviously I'm gonna do it if I have to do it, if it's indicated. Just a little bit overwhelming. That's where we are right now. It's 100% 24/7. This is what he's got to eat. If it comes down to that, obviously, like, they haven't said yet, but I have a feeling that's where we're headed, especially if surgery is not an option. I don't think he's expected to outgrow the seizures because of the spot in his brain. It will always be there unless we remove it. We're just gonna have to be that much more aware of like the grocery situation. I was saying that to Peter, like right now, we don't really do takeout ever. It's super, super infrequent. But sometimes, you know, you forget to defrost something, so you're just like scrounging to find, oh, what can we throw together for dinner? We won't have that option. Baby food pouches, we won't have that option anymore. I'm worried about his constipation because of the medication. Like, what are you supposed to do? I don't know. But at least yesterday, with the MRI and all the sedation and all the sleep, there was only 2 seizures to record because he slept most of the day. Something, right? Take the small wins where I can.